By all accounts, 2022 should have been a massive breakout year for Harry Styles in the acting world. Because in the past, he'd already gotten like well-deserved praise for his performance in Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk, and had debuted his character in the MCU during the end-credit scene in The Eternals.
Who are you?
I'm Harry Styles.
So Harry had already been trusted with major roles by well-respected directors, so it wasn't really a stretch to have high expectations coming into, 2022. The two movies that he starred in 2022, Don't Worry Darling and My Policeman, basically releasing back-to-back, it should have cemented him as like an A-list actor. And obviously, like, Don't Worry Darling had a lot of negative press, there's a lot of stuff around it, but his presence in these movies gave them, a lot of attention. But people said his performances sucked.
We are lucky to be here!
So what changed between Dunkirk,
Better him than me. It's not fair. Survival's not fair.
and now?
You're happy.
So in this video, I want to show you some moments from these three different movies, Dunkirk, My Policeman, and Don't Worry Darling, and just kind of show you the differences and kind of break down why he's bad now, but wasn't then, wisn't. Was that a good intro? Hit subscribe if that was a good intro. If it was a bad intro, hit subscribe. Harry Styles' acting debut, aside from his brief but acclaimed stint on iCarly,
Could you put warm socks on my feet?
was Dunkirk in 2017. Christopher Nolan's name and his prestige gave Harry a lot of clout with general audiences as far as like acting goes. Because if Nolan thinks he has something to offer, why would we think that he doesn't? And those feelings were generally confirmed when Harry Styles came on screen, and in his scenes, he actually stole the show. Like he was actually good. So let's look at his performance in this scene right here.
Somebody needs to get off.
Well volunteered.
I don't need a volunteer. I know someone who ought to get off. This one.
He's an antagonist as far as the film's perspective goes, but he's generally well-intentioned. He wants to save his and his friends' lives, but in the heat of the moment, under intense pressure, he tries to force other soldiers out of the safety so that the rest can survive.
Oh, whoa. Somebody's got to get off.
Semen is another kind of milk.
So the rest of us can live. Do you want to volunteer?
No. I'm going home.
And if this is a prize.
In this scene, the stakes are really, really high, and the situation is very clear and self-evident. And his performance is extremely good. This is the scene that people talk about in Dunkirk that gave him the respect as an actor. So what happened between here
Is this what it is?
and now?
I don't want to be here anymore.
Let's take a look at this scene from Don't Worry Darling and see what it's asking of Harry Styles as an actor.
You are bigger than victory. You are bigger than Frank. I believe in you. I believe in you. I don't believe in him. And I don't trust him.
The contrast between what Harry Styles and Florence Pugh are doing in this scene is stark. While she seems vibrant and like emotionally in turmoil and full of life, for some reason Harry's performance feels very wooden and acted by contrast. It's even worse here. This part is tough. This is not great.
Baby, we need to go. We need to go. Baby, you need to drive. We need to go. Go. Baby, no, whoa. No.
I'm sorry.
No. No.
sorry.
No, Jack,
I'm
please.
sorry,
I
Alice.
can be better.
Alice, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Let me be better.
I'm sorry.
Baby,
I'm
please.
sorry.
Let me be better.
I'm sorry.
Get off
I'm
me.
sorry.
Let me be better.
I'm sorry.
He doesn't even like feel real. He feels like he's trying to portray sad and anger, but it's just not believable. So why? Let's just keep going and take a look at a couple other moments to help fully illustrate his problem.
My life. You don't get to take that from me.
I gave this to you! I gave you all of this, Alice! We are lucky to be here!
See, right here, he's very clearly emoting with his voice and his face. Like he's acting very well, you would think, but it doesn't feel real and it just feels bad. It's almost funny. Like people in the audiences were laughing in theaters.
We are lucky to be here!
Because it seems like a parody of anger rather than the emotion itself. Now let's look at the second film that came out back to back. And it's even more apparent in this. In this scene, he just found out that the man who he loves was discovered to be gay, which is illegal back then, and his safety might too be at risk now. These are some really intense emotions that are going to require a lot from the actor to perform them. So let's see if Harry can live up to the intensity.
Listen to me. We can put all this behind us. We can start our marriage.
Jesus, Marion, this isn't about our marriage. Patrick's going to prison and I'm bloody ruined.
So no. But that's what's so confusing. Why is he bad here, but phenomenal here?
If this is a prize.
They're both intense emotions. They're both trying to be intense, but one of them feels so real and one of them feels so acted. In these past two films, he's being asked to be Timothée Chalamet. The emotional weight of these scenes rests firmly on his shoulders. The emotional journey that the audience is going through is all on him as an actor to perform that emotion. Basically, when asked to put the film on his back and carry us on the emotional journey by his performance, he falls flat. Florence Pugh, on the other hand, performs with ease. She has so much technique and so much experience that the contrast in those scenes just makes it very, very apparent. Now, in Dunkirk, when he acted very, very well, it's because the weight isn't on his shoulders. He's not the film in those scenes. The battle is the film. The oncoming attack, the stakes of an outside force threatening them. That's the film. He's a piece within the scene, and his performance is major and it matters a lot. But his performance is informed by so many other factors in the scene. And as an audience, we feel the outside pressure. We feel the people attacking. So when he's screaming, it's like, yes, 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 there's all this stuff going on. It's not him sitting there portraying the emotion and he is the journey. And in these latest two films, his emotional journey is what's on display. That is what the film is. And without the clear outside forces helping guide him and inform him and the audience, he just doesn't have the experience and technique to pull that off. And again, like, they're asking him to be Timothée Chalamet.
And you're just embarrassed because I was like, I was like this amazing thing, like your special creation or something, and you don't like who I am now.
Yeah? Who are you, Nick?
This is me, Dad. Here, this is who I am.
That type of actor, that's what they're asking of him in My Policeman and Don't Worry Darling. And he's just not there yet. He could be. He's displayed a lot of raw talent, as we've seen in Dunkirk, but it's still raw and he needs training. Whether he chooses to do that is up to him, because he's gotten a lot of shit. But for now, where he's at and where his talent and experience is at, he shines in films that don't rely on him carrying everything. Something where it's the story and the concept that are taking the front stage, and the actors are there taking part in the story. He's a really good actor, but Don't Worry Darling and My Policeman gave him roles that he just doesn't have the technique to excel in. Also, in scenes in Don't Worry Darling not requiring him to do everything like we showed before, he does really good. Like in this scene of him just cooking, he does a perfect job. Totally believable, great acting.
I was here when you got here?
Yeah, sleep in the bedroom.
And with that being said, I don't think a lot is going to be asked of him whenever he's in the next Marvel film. Those are definitely the types of movies where the concept and story take place and it's just actors reacting, playing a part of it. And when he comes out, he's going to be acting in the same type of format that he was acting in Dunkirk, and people are going to say he's a great actor again. And he is, but with him, maybe more than others, it really does depend on the role in the movie that he's in. What do you think? Did that make sense? Comment, and I like getting into conversations with you guys about this stuff. I love you. Subscribe.